Thanks for tuning in today. And today I want to do a quick review, but this really is not actually like a review. It's a fact video for you guys. And this is going to be what's the best ammunition to use in a 1911. And in order to go ahead and tell you the best ammunition to use in a 1911, I have to take apart a 1911. So what I have here is an unloaded Cobra Carry Bayard Brown, really nice. It's one of your high-end 911s, and it's empty. See, you can see light down in there. And I'm going to go ahead and take this gun down and show you why the big difference in a 1911, and also why you should, what ammunition you should use. And we'll get into the ammunition in a minute. So let's go ahead and take this now. I guess this is both a two-part, really, video shoot for you. This Ed Brown's a little harder, a little different to take down, because it does have a one-piece guide rod, but it does have an Allen wrench on it. So you basically put this in there and just turn it. Okay, and that will loosen it. You unscrew it. And it basically takes out your guide rod. Okay. A little bit from being fired. I don't think I cleaned the guide rod last time, or did I? I think I cleaned this gun. Alright, yeah, so here's the guide rod and basic takedown procedure. I think everybody pretty knows by now how to take apart one of these here. Okay, you're going to want to take out your pin here. This part here, I have to just kind of angle it, and then I press it down, move the barrel bushing out of the way, grab the, okay, this actually will be loose now, so you could go ahead and slide this back to the takedown position, which is right there, line it up, and then I press down on this, but I have to use a to help me, I have to use just a pen or something just to push it out all the way, because my fingers just do not work on it. So this comes out, I'm lay it aside, slide off the whole slide. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look at something here. Okay. Must be kind of interesting for everybody. Okay, and we're going to take out everything here, because we are actually going to take the barrel out of this gun. Got the guide rod, the spring, take out the barrel. Well, you got to take off the locking lug too. Yeah, hold on. There you go. It's off. And just take out the whole barrel. Okay, what we're going to want to do now is basically we're going to look at this barrel, and what we want to is look a little deeper into it, because let me show you here. Let me go ahead and bring the camera down a little. Okay, as you see right along here how they flare out the barrel, chamfer or whatever it is, and as they flare that out, they widen this. So, and I'll show you why now. Let me leave this down here. Let me get out a bullet. This is just a commercial grade RWS. It's a good quality bullet. As that bullet goes in there, you can see if it's smooth, it will go right in. Okay. Because, and I'll put this in here, the locking lugs are like this, okay? So, let me put a bullet in the magazine to kind of show you. Okay, so it's up like this. Here's your locking lug. This goes in like this. So as this bullet goes in, now watch, see how it goes? See where it hits, right in the bottom there? And that allows it to push forward and go right into here. Now, if this area here, okay, right here, was too far down, this would hit and it wouldn't feed correctly. So the manufacturers of the gun have actually chamfered this out wider. Most of your custom guns, that's how you'll see it chamfered out here. Because a hollow point, and let's get a hollow point out. Here's a hollow point, okay? See, it's slightly different. Now I'm going to put a hollow point in there and show you the difference here. Put this hollow point in here, okay? When this goes in, there's room for this opening, the lip of this right here, to hit. And most of the time it'll hit around the bottom here, but that's why they widen this out like that. Now you'll see on some of the, even the other different manufacturers will chamfer this out more. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. By actually now taking apart a Wilson Combat. And I'm going to show you how far they chamfer this out. So let's lay the Ed Brown aside. Okay, and I laid it aside there. And now let's get our Wilson Combat, which we have right here, sitting waiting for us. Okay, we got it somewhere here. You can be able to take either one, you know, but it's got to be a fairly high end. And I'm using the Wilson Combat because this is a super grade, and this will definitely have the best enhancements in it. But this is from the Ed Brown. You can see how that looks. And let's go ahead and take apart the super grade and I'll show you. It is empty. Okay, there's nothing in it. Let's get our takedown pen. My takedown pen. Takedown pen. Goes in the bottom. Drop that pin in. I'm going to release the slide. Okay, so now we can line it up and we can pull out the pen. I have to do the same thing because I have actually, my fingers just do not function. So I have to do it the same way on this too. Pull out the pen. Okay, and that will release, so we can release this. You could just pull it right out if you want, it's just as easy. Alright, there, it's out. And let's go ahead and pull the barrel out. Get that barrel off. Pull the barrel out. And the barrel's out. Okay, now we have a barrel from the Wilson Combat. Okay, and we have a barrel from the Ed Brown, and we're going to look at the difference of this real quick. And I want to see if you can see the difference here. Here is the Wilson Combat. And there is the Ed Brown. Now look at the difference already. Can you see that? Okay, this one here is machined less. This is machined more up here. And that makes for better feeding. See that, how that's in there? You can see the difference? You can see that right away. See it? Okay, so this is the Ed Brown, and this is the Wilson Combat. So really, when you compare them, and that's the same way with your higher end one, like the Nighthawk Custom 2. The higher this is flared out or chamfered, the better ammunition feeds. And there's also a steeper angle on this than there is at the Ed Brown. So for feeding ammunition, this Wilson Combat would feed better. So let's go ahead and put it together, and then we'll have a little final discussion here. Back in there. This is, go ahead and take your end of the recoil rod. Go ahead and take this, compress it. There's, you know, this is, for me it's not too hard because I do this a lot. And you just turn this, drop it in, okay. Okay, now you have this in here, you'll have a cap spring right here. And you can do this a few ways. Just gotta make sure your recoil rod is all the way down. This locks right in the center. Okay, I have a buffer pad in here, a shock buff. Go ahead and put it back together. like so. Press this in there. Then you can go ahead and compress it. See how you can compress it? Then you can put you actually can compress that and then just put your spring, your little clip back in there in the bottom, because that'll hold it captive. It'll hold it open so there's no pressure. Okay, that's in. That holds it, see? See how that holds it in? Now you can go ahead and line your barrel up with your locking lug. You have it pretty much lined up. Take your pen, put your pen in. I know all this work just to show you the inside of the barrel, but I thought it was important enough to take apart these guns. Put that back in. This pin will drop out. Well, it might not drop out. You might have to do this to get it out because there's a little. Come on out of there. A little oil holding it in. That pin will come out. Yep. Back together. Okay. So put that one back together. Put that off to the side. Put this back in. Put our red brown back together. Take out that. So you saw the difference of that barrel, right? And that means quite a bit when you're looking at these guns. That's really the engineering. I mean, that's really what you're paying for on these. That's what's costing you a hell of a lot more money. That's why they're expensive. That's that's what you pay for. Let me put this back in here. Okay. Put the barrel back on, slide. Alright. I'm going to compress this. Put this down here. This moves, so you can just half cock it when you get this all the way down. So push it down. And it's not too bad. It's just if you have greasy hands, it might make it a little harder. See, that's holding on there. That's just enough. It catches there, see? So then you can take this, push the rest of that down, and it's on. Okay, so you have that portion of it on there. Now you gotta line it up. Line up your locking lug in there. Okay. Okay, line it up. There, you can see the hole through there. Line up your. Bring it all the way back till you get this in there. Nobody said these are fun, but you just gotta be careful doing this. Okay, get that down there. Now it's back together. Okay. You notice there's no idiot marks. I'm not the best at doing this, but I don't make idiot marks on my guns. Put your recoil rod back in. And you'll tighten it down with your wrench. So, okay, it's on. Now we suck for cycling. Suck for cycling. Works fine. And that one works fine. So I wanted to show you that about the ammunition. Now let's go into some types of ammunition. But you see the difference inside there of the how the feed ramp is in that chamber. It's just that it's better on the Wilson Combat than it's on the Ed Brown. It's just a fact. So really, the 1911 was really designed to use the full metal jacket. People use the hollow points, but they're really not supposed to use those in the gun. I wouldn't really recommend it. For all intents and purposes, this is a very good round. This particular one is the match grade RWS. But you can use many different types of rounds. There's Libers, there's zombies, there's civil defense, there's RBCD. There's just so many ammunition types. But really, overall, probably you can't go wrong with 230 grain You see the difference in the 1911 already of the Ed Brown and the Wilson Combat, and the throating and the throating and the chamber on the Nighthawk is pretty much close to what the Ed Brown is. No, sorry, is pretty much close to what the Wilson Combat is. I have a Nighthawk here, and the Nighthawk, when I looked in there, it's about pretty much, as you can actually could see in there. See how far it goes in there? It's about the same as the Wilson Combat, the way they throw it out that barrel. So that's the extra money that you're actually paying for these guns. That's why it's costing you X amount of dollars, because that, you know, all that work that they do on a gun costs money. But I wanted to bring this up, so, you know, Ed Brown probably is a good gun, but it doesn't have that throating like the other guns have, the Wilson Combat and the Nighthawk. So those definitely would be a little bit better guns. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and that's my video on the chambers and high-end 1911s.